We're here to discuss and talk about your great successes on the Snowman Rally over the years.
Or even failures.
And well, there could be failures or even stories at the party afterwards or whatever. So, I suppose the man that's done the most must be you, Bruce. How many snowmans have you competed in?
Would it be around about 20 or 19?
There you go.
I think so. Aye.
I think 1998 was my first one.
Aye.
And I missed one because there was an engine blown up in a Subaru the Thursday night before we were due to go up. And so I missed that in. And I think that was another one for my son was born. We missed it as well, so that was 2. So if it's at 20, here's my daughter. Wait a minute.
You're about 18 then.
18.
One console because of that.
He's asking his daughter to take 2 away for 20. Yes. Oh, look at that. So yeah. 2 away for 20 is 18 then, is it?
But there would be one. I had one cancelled last year, a couple of years ago. So.
Right. So, yeah.
Now, compare that record of Bruce's to yours, Andy. How many have you done?
I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done 5.
Oh, you've done 5.
I've done 5, yeah.
But not with Kevin.
No, I've only done 1 with Kevin. The first year, the 2019 one being cancelled. So we did our first one last year, the Snowman Rally last year.
Aye.
Yeah, I did previous ones with Charlie Jarrett in an Escort.
Oh, aye.
Which was good fun, yeah. So
that would be exciting.
It was exciting, yeah. You spent more time looking out the side windows than you did the front one, which was really good fun.
Yes. That was in the road sections with Charlie, though.
Sorry?
That would be in the road sections with Charlie.
9 times out of 10 it was, you're right.
So, John, how many have you done?
Me, Roy. I've done 5.
You've done 5.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
50.
Up to date?
15, 16, 17, 18, missed 19 and 20. So 5. Mm-hmm.
And your best result to date is?
5th overall.
Aye, that was the last one, wasn't it?
Aye. And I can assure you, Roy, I've had nothing but dog's abuse about Michael winning in my old car ever since.
I didn't know what to say anything, John.
So I'm just waiting for it, so let me have it.
You've actually spoiled it because I was building up.
I was ready for you. No, good on him. But no, 5. I was 6th the year before. Like John and I were 6th the year before, and then 5th last year.
Right. And your best result, Bruce?
I think we got 3rd. Was that 3 years ago, maybe?
Aye.
Can't remember.
So you're all kicking at the top step.
Yeah. It's always been a nail bad rally for us, Snowman, to be honest with you.
And do you enjoy driving in the ice and the snow?
I think it levels it up a bit, does it? Slows all the quick boys doing them until little slow boys catch up, won't they?
But you're one of the quick boys, Bruce. So you must be slowing down.
I quite like it, Snowman, just with the ice and everything. Like, crack's usually good, is it?
Oh, aye, yeah. But you'll remember, if you've done it for 20 years, you'll remember the parties at the end of the Snowman.
We miss a Thistle, do we? Well,
aye.
Digs there.
Oh, the Mercury. Oh, the nonsense that were on there.
Aye, a lot of nonsense.
Complaining bitterly about the price of drink, but we still drunk it, we still bought it.
It was just was good crack. You used to come out for the car park rally, then upstate, into the bar, and I was just speaking about this to John the other day, actually, and all the results were coming down on the wall.
Yes.
You know, and it was just fine. You didn't watch it and hope you got quicker. But it was like somebody coming in and beating you, was there, and you were further and further up the list.
So the last time you lads have sat in a rally car, was it at the finish line of last year's Snowman?
It was for me, aye.
I did hear the return to rally doing it Greystokes with M Sport.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
Well, you one of the invitations.
Well, we just had a focus, so we were allowed to enter.
And you, Andy, have you been in a rally car since last Snowman?
No, just the finish line of the Snowman last year. It's the last time we've been in it. We did a small test day down at Lookers, and that was it.
All right.
One of the clubs put on, and it was just a blast around the airfield, really, just for a bit of fun. But that's been it competitively anyway. Just the Snowman last year.
So when we get back into the forests, hopefully soon, what's it going to be like? Will the skills all come back at once, or as Robert Beck is going to be setting up the camera at the first corner? Could be the biggest pile-up you've ever seen in your life.
In our case, we're still looking for the skills.
Well, that was the way to say, Andy. That was the way to say it'd be a boost if it came back. It was never there in the first place.
No, that's not true. That's not true. You don't come fifth in the Snowman without some skill. But it's everybody's talking about time in a rally car and 5 weeks between events is too long. You forget how good it is. What's it going to be like for 18 months between events?
I think there's got horse nipping, is there?
Aye, it's
Definitely.
Absolutely, definitely. But
it'll
be good for.
Is it an opportunity maybe to reset and get out of some bad habits, maybe?
All right.
You know?
Is this like the golfers changing their swing? Aye.
What bad habits have you got, John?
Swinging chat on here tonight, Roy.
Can you list your bad habits?
In a rally car, by the way.
How long have we got? Neil says I'm the grumpiest driver he's ever sat with.
But that's saying something. He sat beside Barry Groundwater, for goodness sake.
He didn't understand what Barry said.
I knew he was grumpy.
I don't know. We'll just, it's maybe pretty daunting sitting at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at the first stage, but it's going to just take over again, isn't it? Adrenaline will just take over and we'll be away.
Oh, aye. Oh, aye. And you'll come out of the stage with a smile on your face, saying, absolutely. Boy, I've missed this. The secret is to get out of the first stage.
I'll be happy if I get off a beeping line.
Without stalling it.
Aye, you're an expert in that.
Send you that bit of video for this.
Aye. I think the interview was better.
And the only person that's getting practice these days is Freddie.
I know.
Aye.
We'll ban him for competing for a while.
I know, he'll think it's easy and he'll go off in the first stage.
We're going to let him out of. He'll be locked up in the hotel for a few weeks when he comes back.
He's doing well.
Yes, aye, yep. So, has anybody changed their cars for this year? No. Same machinery.
Same focus, yeah.
Yeah.
Just got the engine sorted out. Kind of was obviously. You remember the roll?
No, the roll. I've forgotten all about it.
No. That's Bruce.
What's that?
I remember the shout of, "Oh no, it's Bruce on his roof."
So obviously, it was mere damage and we anticipated, which we found out last year's Snowman.
Aye.
So it was a reset with the engine last year. Yeah.
You did the damage by driving the thing out, didn't you?
Correct.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake.
Well, at the time, you thought you hadn't lost a lot of time, so
Exactly.
you went for it. Yeah.
You went for it. But never mind.
And it was better television that way anyway.
That's right.
But your old car has moved on, John. Michael Binney has got a new set of wheels.
So I believe.
Aye. So
He didn't say who sold this to, though. Do you know who's got it now, John? No?
I do.
Oh, he's not telling us, though.
And well, and I
Right,
know
I'll
which
ask
one
you
he,
then,
I
if he
know
knows.
I know which one he's bought and who he traded it into, but I'm not sure if somebody's bought it since then. I don't know.
No, I think it's still sitting in Dumfries.
Right.
Yeah. But he was very reluctant. Michael the other night there, he was very reluctant to tell us whose new car he had bought. And we asked him if he had sat in it. He said no, he hadn't sat in it because he was too tall. And the guy that previously drove it was a very wee guy. And that's why he couldn't get into the seat because his head would stick through the roof. So Robert then started interrogating him very seriously and tricked him into telling us whose car it is. So we're now christened John Morrison, Titch Morrison, which you must appreciate. Because I don't think John Morrison's a wee guy at all.
I didn't think I would say that to him, no.
No. No, it's okay, it was Michael that said it.
No, I knew that he bought John's car, but it's a nice car for him. So.
Oh, a lovely car, yeah. So,
maybe
sorry, Bruce?
No, maybe go a bit quicker now.
All right, okay. So, what's the future for you guys? Andy, are you doing the Scottish Championship as soon as it starts again?
As soon as it starts again, the car's going back together with a little overheating issue to the tail end of the Snowman, so the engine's been getting done in that. And we're going to try and figure out how to keep this rear bumper on as well. Because we seem to have a scenario of losing it in every event and having to gain it back somehow. So, yeah, Scottish Championship will be happening again as soon as it's up and running.
Just take the start line and forget about it.
I think we might actually, yeah. We're actually going to put a number plate behind the rear bumper, so when it comes off, we don't have to worry about the police stopping us for any reason.
What about you, John? Have you got the RAC in your plans this year?
Well, it would be nice to go back and have one on the door, I suppose. But
Oh, you've got to defend your position.
I presume you mean Wales Rally GB. Confused me there. Why did he buy an historic? But there's not going to be a Wales Rally GB.
no, so it'll be next year, will it? And it's going to be in Ireland on tarmac. Is that right? Maybe.
All right. Aye. Well, that's the story.
It's looking like it at the
rumours.
moment. Aye.
Yeah.
What have they scrubbed Rally GB for this year?
Yeah.
They have. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
Game, is it?
It's a shame.
Aye. Well, you could be champion for 3 or 4 years then. By the time they get back around putting it in the forest again.
Makes up for my shit result at the Snowman last year.
Undefeated.
Aye. Do you fancy going to Ireland to do Rally GB in Ireland?
You know what I do fancy doing? Is Ypres.
Oh, aye.
Neil obviously would quite like to do it again as well, but I don't know. It wouldn't be this year, but maybe. I've spoken to John Morrison a bit about it, and he obviously loves doing it as well, and it'd be quite a good laugh. But see, once you've had 18 months of, when we're in the thick of the rally and with the Scottish Championship, and we're maybe doing the odd BTRDA event and doing GB, if somebody said to you, "Oh, you want to go and do Ypres?" You go, no, because we've got the Grand Prix in the week after, and we've got this and we've got that. See, when you have been doing anything for 18 months, you're just going to enter everything that's possible. Up and ready, it's a social side. The crack, getting the car ready. It's Ken Wood being here at the rally car for a fortnight beforehand, getting it ready, good crack, you know, Brian and my old man, everybody here helping. Work's absolutely manic to get time to go away, but it's all just a good hype. Go to the event, you meet up with the boys, good laugh, get a beer, fantastic events, and then all of a sudden, nothing. So I think anybody that was on the fence about should I enter, should I not, previously, will just be going for it if we can afford it, you know.
Well, you're doing all this work because I take it you're still busy in the drawing board, producing all this work, making a fortune, and all you're going to do is hand it over to the government if you don't go and spend it, John.
So I'll give it to you guys instead.
That's a game.
Robert will get a new pair of curtains.
Oh no. Steady.
We don't see any of this money, John, you know.
No.
We're amateurs in this. They curtains are only 20-year-old. What are you talking about? Bags of life in them yet.
So no.
Have a look at the bottom.
There isn't a bottom.
What's your plans, Bruce?
I will be back out. We are just part of the fittings, are we?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right. If no, it'll be retirement full time.
No.
Oh no. No.
An entry Bruce McCombie wouldn't have been an entry list.
You know, what do you think is going to run first? Are we going to get the Grampian or anything before that? Or?
Well, I've spoken to event organisers fairly regularly. Argyll are still hopeful.
Okay.
The Scottish is sort of 50-50, and the Grampian is very hopeful. Now, the reason why I think Argyll are so hopeful is that Dunoon are very keen to have the rally there. And they've got a super special, but they've got a stage through the town similar to Tobermory and Mull.
Okay.
So it'll be an exciting event, if nothing else. I do feel a bit sorry for Argyll because the forest stages across there, I think, are fantastic, and the getting into
Brilliant.
Is sad. But like everything else, you'll either be going up a hill or down a hill. There'll be a lot of level and rallying, so it could be quite exciting. I don't know what the route is after Dunoon, but I'm quite sure it'll be an exciting trip. And they, as I say, are very hopeful in June. But it'll all depend. Sorry?
Why have they opted for tarmac? What's the attractions?
The forest you don't want is across there.
Okay.
They made it very awkward last year.
Struggle for entries as well, Bruce. I mean, you can't ignore that fact, you know. No matter how good the stages were, it seemed to be struggling to get entries.
Just too far away.
Eh?
Just too far away.
I think also there would be a lot of folk would take the ferry, even though you didn't need to. So that's a cost that you've got to bear as well. I don't know. It's a bit like our experience with America in the park back in the day. If you don't have a big local contingent rallying, you struggle to get entries.
Yeah.
They don't have a big forest contingent in Argyll. They've probably got a reasonable tarmac contingent.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the forestry, we're not keen. It's an area about, it's an SSI, that kind of whole part of Argyll forestry now. So, the that side of things, environmental side and the species side, were proven big hurdles to overcome.
Yeah.
Which is desperate because these stages across there were fantastic stages.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
One of some of the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially when they rallied on there for 2 or 3 years, it was clear that they were getting better. the more use they were getting on the rallies, they were getting better every year. But
But no, I don't. Do you guys know what's happening at the Grampian? Because you're closer to that scene than possibly we are. I've been speaking to Gordon Ritchie.
Sorry, Bruce.
It's been radio silence with me, but I think they've been on the phone to you, have they, John?
They were on the phone briefly, just when, as you know, Andrew Ritchie has stepped down a bit. There's a new guy taking over the lead role there at the Grampian, so he was just touching base with me to really kind of pass on the message to the rest of the sponsors like Bruce and Simon Hay and Mike Motes and Barry Grindwater and all the rest of the sponsors. So it seemed very, very keen to put on a good event. Obviously, they had confirmation by that point that the BRC wanted to come along as well. But yeah, it's been, again, I guess that was before the latest lockdown. And then, was it? I think it was. And then, as Bruce says, it's been radio silence since. I guess they may be just waiting to see.
No, I spoke to, is it Andrew Ritchie, is his brother is taking over. Gordon.
Yeah.
I spoke to him quite recently, and he's fairly positive. I'm a bit disturbed that a BRC event is going to be 40 stage miles. It seems we're going backwards in that championship. You know, when you went to the BRC, you were into the 70, 80, 90 stage miles, but they're bringing it down to 40 stage miles. It seems wrong somehow, but.
Well, remember when it was Mintex, was it, Roy?
When it was
what? When it was a Mintex?
Yes.
When it was you got your. Do we not get the choice or whether to do the 70 mile or the 45 for the Scottish?
Yes. Yep.
Championship.
Yeah. Aye.
Do you think it's a good step for them, the Grampian and the BRC?
Do you want to stop recording, Fiona? I'm pleading the fifth until you stop recording.
I can stop the recording if you want. We're going to have to close. We're going to have to close it soon anyway because I've got another meeting at 8 o'clock.
I never think it's a good idea, Bruce. We've all tried it. You know, the park tried it being in Ancro, Border tried it being both in Ancro and the BRC. Galloway Hills.
Grampian's been okay for him.
Some of the people I've been speaking to, Mike Motes and Kevin and people, David Hardy down in Dumfries, and their order books have never been so full. They really are working exceptionally hard. And I keep saying, just as I said to you, you don't want to hand it over to the taxman, so you've got to spend it. So let's get back into it.